Good afternoon. It's been a very busy day today. I had a physio session earlier on with Paul, who you would have remembered in a couple of vlogs ago, came over and took a look at a quad injury that I had. You'll be hopefully pleased to hear that has now pretty much gone. It's still a little bit tender, but I think that's possibly from when I've been training my legs anyway, because I have been doing my stretches and doing my training. So that is thumbs up. I'm very happy with the progress that made. He also did some work on my back, because I think I mentioned at the time I did a hack squat in a gym and essentially caused a little bit of damage in my back. That kind of shifted across a little bit to the lower right side of my back, and today we spent a little bit of time working through that. It was particularly irritated during golf, because over the last couple of days I played golf, and particularly on my backswing I felt like I was almost compressing something in my lower right back, and so we were just working through that this morning. And we also did some manipulation, grade 5 manipulation, cracking of the neck and just releasing those air pockets, which I think always feels amazing. And I know it freaks a few people out, like the whole cracking necks and back and stuff, because it just feels a little bit aggressive. But if you haven't tried it, and you can go somewhere that you feel you trust them, or if you're local to me and you have Paul on your doorstep, then I would strongly suggest recommending giving it a go, because until you've tried it, you don't know if you're going to like it or not. And the first time I had it done, I was a little bit nervous, because I was like, this is really weird. Someone's just about to like crack my neck, and you're giving them what feels like a lot of responsibility. But as soon as you build that trust and you have it, I think that you'll probably continue to keep on having it like me. And yeah, we went back over my legs. I've got a little bit of tightness in my quads. We also did some biomechanical analysis, and Paul came to the conclusion, which I think is pretty logical, that I obviously have, I can't remember how you pronounce it, but essentially I kind of stand leaning a little bit onto the outside of my feet, which has caused me to gain some calluses on the outside of both my feet. And so he's just basically suggested that I put some inner soles in. He says it's not about forcing your foot into a different position, it's kind of just supporting it into a position. So I think that I'm going to pick up some insoles to put in. I don't know how they're going to fit with all of my shoes, because I have quite wide feet. And when I put that sole in, if I can't get the original sole out of the shoe, it might cause there to be not enough space and my feet get cramped. So we'll see how it goes. But that was a lovely way to start the week, because I feel like super loose and ready to go. So happy days. We also did our walk this morning, Lids and I, with Porter and Barkley. Barkley walked probably his furthest he's walked. He's so much better when Porter's with us, so I don't think we're going to be doing the divide and conquer that we did last week, because actually carrying Porter around, Lydia's got a new bag, he just sort of nestles in there like a little kangaroo. And then when we get closer to home, Lydia gets him out, and Porter sort of encourages him. And I think maybe because Lids and I both there as well, we kind of all just walk back together. And I think that's going to be the quickest way to get him walking confidently. He's still a little bit nervous. He squeaks around a little bit when he's walking. Confidence is definitely growing already, and he's not been out that much at all. So I think that's going to go very, very well. And the reason why I've just quickly jumped on is because, as you can probably see in the background, a few boxes have arrived. I don't think I've mentioned it, but soon I'm going to be heading to Snowdonia with Rahul and James, and we're going to be, I don't think we're going to be climbing too high. I think we're just going to be doing sort of like 900 feet or something, maybe even less, because I had some content to shoot. I've actually already shot it. We needed to get the content out earlier, so I went out at the end of last week and shot it locally to where I live. The trip is still going to be going ahead. So we've booked a hotel, and it's going to be an overnight stay. It's going to be a 4 AM start, and Rahul said that we're hopefully going to be getting a boat on a lake on day one. So he suggested that I bought a fleece for that shoot, and so I was like, you know what, I'm going to take you up on that, mate. And so I ordered a few different styles, and I'm going to decide with you guys which one suits me the best and which one I think would be most used. And so I'm going to go through them now with you, so we can take a look, see what I selected, and see which ones fit nicely or which ones don't fit nicely. I'm actually going to be using, for one of the first times, my new Purdy knife that Lid's got me for my anniversary. I'm not sure if I actually spoke about this, and if I did, I'm sorry, repeating myself, but I think I just stuck it on my stories like a boomerang. It comes in this lovely wallet, and inside you'll see a lovely little flick knife, and this is going to be my very bougie box opener. I can't pronounce it. It's something like a Damascene or Damacan knife. It looks very similar to those. It's also got like a safety lock on it, so it won't bend in. You have to actually press this side in to get the knife to retract, but it's just, as always, as you'd expect with Purdy, beautiful craftsmanship. There's probably a high possibility, that'll be about Boris, there'll be a high possibility that this knife was handcrafted. I don't know that for sure, but I know that James Purdy are particularly known for obviously their gun making and their handcrafted products. So it's just, whether it is or isn't, it's a beautiful, beautiful knife. It's actually not too sharp either, which I know some of you would be like, but isn't that the whole point of the knife? Possibly, you could definitely get this sharpened up, but I'm literally using it to open my parcels. So having a knife that isn't too sharp suits me very, very well. So anyway, we're gonna get cracking and open up the first box. Before I do actually, one of the fleeces actually arrived on Friday last week and I opened it already. And so quickly grab that, you'll see the sort of style we're going for. This jacket is from a company called Juice, and as you can see, it's got a lovely inside lining actually. Something that I noticed, it's got these elasticated cuffs on it, which I think will come in very handy because it will stop obviously wind coming up there, help keep the warmth in. Is the kind of style and vibe that I wanted to go with. I wanted to have a jacket that had a pocket on it. Zipped pockets either side here, which again, having zip pockets with a little wind barrier on it, great for when you're out and about. And then there's nothing inside, which I do like an inside pocket, but with these styles of jackets, I don't think it's as common that you get inside pockets. It's a lovely colour, olive green. I'm a big fan of my greens at the moment. That was jacket number one, and we'll start unboxing the rest of them. You can let me know in the description box which one you think is your favourite. In fact, I'll try them all on back to back so that it's like quicker to reference them. So I'll do that in a second. So first up, Axel. I kind of brought this with the intention of getting more wear out of it, because whilst it is a fleece, it's also it is a very stylish jacket. And as you can see, I've ordered this in 2 sizes because on the website it suggested that you got a size down from your normal size. And they've also got a really cool size guide where you input clothes from other brands and the sizes that you normally wear. So for example, if I was to say this Under Armour hoodie, it fits me in a medium, they would say, well, we suggest you buy this jacket in a small. And so essentially they suggested that I bought the jacket size down, and so I bought it in both just in case. So it's got a leather detail around the neck, on the back right hand shoulder, and also the back left elbow. Again, I've got the pocket that I wanted on the chest, which has also got a zip on it, which, ooh, it's fleece lined. That's big. I hope these are. Oh, they're not fleece lined. If these were fleece lined, that would have been game changing. I think that if you're going out exploring or walking, having like those little fleece lined pockets, oh, it's a dream. The pockets actually do feel very comfortable. They've kind of got like a cushion in them, nice and soft. So not completely disappointed, but that is the Axel jacket that I ordered. Of course, this is the same jacket in the medium because I wanted to, I'm going to be honest, I doubted the size guide, so we'll see which one fits better. Last but not least, I ordered from a company called Thread. I've actually never shopped on Thread before, and I ordered these last week on I think it's like a 2 to 7 day or 2 to 5 day, and they've delivered. In fact, all of the guys have delivered within their time slots. Okay, so far, best packaging from Thread. You've got this use tissue instead of having the plastic wrapping. Returns label. So this was the jacket that I thought I was going to like the least, but I actually ordered it the first. And it's from Carhartt, and again it's another green fleece, but it's slightly more vibrant than the Juice one. But it has, again, got the elasticated cuffs. It's got a pocket square at the top here, zipped pockets on the side. And this is the Jackson sweat jacket in Time. So I think so far, without trying them on, I'd say that this has been my least favourite. Although I think it will look nice on. And then, very bright, this fleece here is from Gant. Now what I liked about this the most was the kind of shape of the collar. I don't know if you can see here, but it kind of like has a little bit of a contour on it, goes inwards, which I think will sit really nicely on the neck. And it's this lovely kind of like whitey, creamy ecru colour with the green patch detailing on the pocket, with again a zip and 2 pockets either side, nice and soft in the pockets. Let's see what this one's called. I ordered all my jackets in a medium other than the Axel jacket that obviously I brought in the small as well because it's what they recommended, which I actually think is really important. I think it's great that brands that recognise their sizing may be off from like the textbook size, they actually notify you, give you the heads up, because it is a little bit frustrating when you order something and it's like you order, say, a pair of shoes in an 8 and you're like, oh no, yeah, everybody buys those in a 9, and it's like, well, you should say it on your website. But anyway, this is the Wool Blend fleece jacket in cream, size medium, and I think this was actually in the sale, so it's very nice. But let's get these tried on and we'll see which ones you think are best. I have to apologise, it's got a little bit darker, but hopefully you can still see okay on the camera. We're going to try these on. I just had to take a quick Zoom call, quite a cool little project that I might be working on, and so I had to slightly slip my mind, and then I've just jumped on top of that, and of course we don't get long days at the minute, so although they are getting longer, so it's coming up to 5 PM and we've still got light, so bring on spring. Anyway, let's get these jackets tried on, and then I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the description box down below. Okay, we got there. So first up we have Gant's fleece, which first impressions are like, it's really nice and thick, which gives me a little bit of confidence that it's going to do the job of keeping me quite warm. And the sleeve length's not too bad. I'd say that it possibly could be a tad shorter, but I can always tuck these up like that, and I think that actually looks quite nice. I probably prefer it actually with this finish, so sorts that problem out. And then this is what I really loved about the jacket, is the collar. It's got this really nice silhouette to it. Jacket number 1. And then next up we have the Carhartt jacket, which is actually like, the fleece itself is like really soft. I'd say it's a little bit softer than the Gant one. It's comfortable, it feels a little bit baggy on the arms, and it's definitely a lot thinner than the Gant one, so in terms of warmth, I'd say that this would be like quite nice maybe to just wear around the house, but when I was to actually go out, I'd say that this would probably be more suited to spring rather than winter. You can actually see that there isn't a lining in this, it's still fleeced, which means that it is extremely comfortable. Like, it's kind of like wearing a dressing gown, if you get what I mean. Second jacket is the Carhartt, and then next up is this jacket from Juice, which has a kind of bomber feel to it. It's got an elasticated waistband, and it's got elasticated arms. The fit, I would say, is really nice. Like the sleeves aren't too big, like the Carhartt one. There was a lot of fabric. This is lined, which means that it's obviously a little bit denser. The fleece fabric itself is nowhere near as soft as the two that I've just tried on, so it's a lot shorter pile. But I love the colour. I think the olive really suits me. I wear quite a lot of olive clothes these days, so I think the colour and the fit of this jacket I'm on board with. Isn't going to be as warm as that Gant one. The Gant one is actually really thick, so that's my feedback on this jacket. One thing I would say is that doing the zip up to the top, this has probably been the most comfortable in terms of the space that is left around my neckline. So I don't know if that's a little reference to go from. And then last but not least, we're going to try on both sizes. This is the Axel jacket. So this is the size small, and I think they're right, it does come up quite big. So again, the sleeves are a little bit long, but the actual space inside the jacket is quite fitted. It's actually a really chunky jacket, so I wouldn't expect this to look as fitted as the Juice one, but it's definitely got a higher pile on it as well. It's nice and soft, and I think it's probably the more fashion forward jacket out of them all. I like the adjustable toggles on here with the metal hardware. So this is the size small. We'll quickly try on the size medium, but it's going to be huge, isn't it? As I say, it's a very good feature, and I probably shouldn't have doubted it, but I'll quickly try this on anyway whilst it's here. Oh. That was the medium. Okay, so this is the small, which is obviously the neck on it. You can see it's a little bit more restricted because it is quite high, which is causing my chin to hit there. So I would, again, I'd actually have to have this open even more because the jacket isn't as wide. I've actually got to get this down quite far, so that might be quite irritating. So on the medium, I'd get away with it. So this actually looks a lot more fitted now, because it is. The arms though, particularly around my elbow area, does feel a little bit tight. Like if I was wearing, say, a thermal top underneath this, which I probably would, it would actually reduce the amount of space in here even more so. So I'm not sure whether the small would work. If I was to just wear a t-shirt like I am today with this, then it would be fine. It's not uncomfortable, but I can just feel there's a little bit of resistance on the elbow. But in terms of the length, it's not too bad. I do think I prefer the medium though. I do prefer the medium. I feel like I would be constantly trying to pull this down just a little bit. But the sleeves on this do work. The sleeve length's right. Personally, I'm going to go upstairs and try these on in the mirror, but I'd love to hear what you think about these 4 jackets, and if any, which ones I should keep, because I definitely don't need to keep them all. One of the green ones and one of the beige ones, but I need to wear this a little bit more because I think in terms of design and style, the Axel is probably my favourite, but in terms of the comfort, I'd possibly say that maybe the neckline here is a little bit of irritation almost, which means that I wouldn't wear it, because for me, whilst fashion and style is super important, comfort has to be aligned with that. You have to be comfortable in what you're wearing, because otherwise you just won't wear it. Well, there's just been a lot of commotion in the garden and the dogs have been barking into the woodland, and I said to Liz, there's probably just a squirrel in there, but Bolly was just going and going and going and going, and then Porter went out and he was going and going and going and going. I just walked out to have a look and there's just like a deer. It's still there now, it's just like chilling, just walking through the woods. It's just behind that tree. So, boys are there. The deer, when my finger comes in, is there.
Oh yeah, you can see his bottom.
Yeah, that's what he's barking at. And the deer's probably just like, oh no, because there's 2 dogs there. And it's probably thinking...
Such idiots.
Yeah.
Like, well, we can't get the deer, so we'll wrestle. Ooh, Porty, little squeak. You smell nice.
Things farted.
Where's that deer gone then?
It's there still.
Oh yeah, its mum's still there.
You not see its head as well?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at us.
Well, he stopped and then he just went. Look at this one, not wanting to come outside. He's like, I'm not big enough yet. I am not big enough yet.
Deer on the move.
So chill, this one.
Yeah. Maybe it's injured.
No.
Porty, no!
He won't go in there. They stop at the. He gives it the big. He gives it the bigot until he gets to the non-existent fence, and then does absolutely nothing. He's like, if there wasn't this invisible fence here, I would be coming in there after you. Yeah, don't you dare come in my garden.
Deer doesn't really care, does it?
The deer's like, alright mate.
Come on, security, come.
He's like, alright, short stuff.
A professional fern keeper.
I'm very impressed with myself, I have to be honest.
They've been going very well, haven't they?
They have. And when I put that I was getting ferns, so many naysayers were like, oh, you won't be able to keep them alive. Well, would you look at
doing good.
them?
We've got some new growth coming through here.
Yeah.
As well. They're not easy to keep alive.
Well, they're high maintenance, but it's actually quite a therapeutic thing having so many around the house.
Yeah.
But the key is having drainage and a tray and just almost watering them every day, but like not too much. I just go around with this and I just give them a little top up. If the soil is dry, you know you're in for trouble.
You do the finger test.
I do the finger test.
Yeah.
But the ferns that we've realised that aren't doing well are the ones that don't have drainage. The one in our bathroom,
right,
and the one in my dressing room.
Yes, because they sit in the water rather than letting it flow through.
I can't really understand that, because all of the water seeps through into the tray and then it just goes.
But in its own time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
show everybody your lemon.
Oh, we've got a bleeder.
I did tell you to put after all of that talk about how good you are with your trays.
Well, this one is an exception to the rule.
Well, we don't have a tray for it, but we need to find something.
Yeah, we do need to find one for it.
About 3 days ago, this was about this tall.
Yeah, honestly, I can't believe it.
It's a lovely gift from our friends.
The thing that I realised is it keeps getting dry because all the water comes out the bottom. But
Yeah, there is a big hole here, Lids.
Yeah. Oh, is that where it's coming? The thing that I've realised is the moment that you give it a drink, it goes and grows more.
Yes.
So it's like it needs more water than it's getting. Let's put it on a tray of something.
Yeah.
Let's put it on.
Lovely. And also, what I was talking about with the lemon was I pulled the first lemon off of the lemon tree in the greenhouse. Only a little one. But it's slowly softening up. It was like rock hard yesterday because it's obviously out and it's pretty cold out there. It's starting to soften up now, so I can squidge it a little bit. But hopefully we'll be able to enjoy that in some form soon.
We'll probably have it in ginger and lemon tonic, won't we?
Well, yeah, that is an option. What other options have we got? Food?
Margaritas?
Yes. I was thinking you could stick it in a Corona. But yeah.
You'd be like there sipping your Corona and actually no, that lemon's from my garden.
Yeah, exactly. But it looks good. It's so nice to be able to grow these in the UK. Very clever. But this evening I am going to be spending a little bit of time organising my outfits for Snowdonia. I'm also meeting Mark tomorrow. I'm actually meeting Charlie and Mark in the morning at Farmhouse, and we're going to enjoy a nice brunch. Or breakfast. It'll probably be breakfast, to be fair. It's still going to be very early. And then Mark and I are going to go to the Cotswolds golf course, and we're just going to have a little bit of a catch up. Mark is the guy that runs the Take Flight podcast that you would have hopefully remembered that Lids and I have both been on previously. He has some fantastic guests on there, and he's just really, really great at asking the right questions at the right time. He's a very relaxed, chill dude, and I just really enjoy his work. And he went to my school, and so it's nice for us to get around in, have a nice catch up, and then probably going to get back for an early-ish night. Harry's partner's going to come and join, and I'm going to be cooking us a potato and chicken skillet with garlic butter, which should be very delicious. And then we're probably just going to have a couple of beers, play a little bit of pool downstairs, and then not go to bed too late. whilst the girls are going to be going out for dinner and drinks at the farmhouse. So we're on dog watch tomorrow, but tomorrow's going to be a day of leisure. It's going to be really lovely, just enjoying some downtime. And so I won't be vlogging tomorrow, but that is what I'm going to be doing, but nothing you haven't seen before. So I am going to finish off doing a little bit of work and head upstairs and start doing some outfit selection. Unfortunately, this week we haven't been able to have our cleaners come to the house, not because of COVID or anything. They just couldn't come in because I think there was an issue with a car, and so we haven't had the ladies here giving the house a good clean down. Now it normally takes 3 women 10 hours of cleaning time to do the house, and there's Lids and I with only a few hours this evening to try to tackle as much as we can as we go into the weekend, because we love having our house cleaned, especially coming into the weekend. It's really nice to have a fresh, clean house after all of the busyness that happens throughout the week. I know it's an absolute privilege to have somebody come and help out and do the cleaning. For us, it's a great investment. It means that we can spend more time focusing on our businesses, and also, I'm not gonna lie, they do a much better job week in, week out than I would. I think if I was to really go to town on cleaning my house, because I'm very particular, I think I would do a very, very good job, but could I do it week in, week out? I don't think so. It takes so long. I'd be spending hours on each bathroom and bedroom, so it is lovely having them. So they're thoroughly missed this week, and Lids and I are gonna have to pick up the slack and get tidying, because I cannot live in a house that isn't clean and tidy. It just doesn't sit well with me. So here's the Queen assessing all of our work. Is it up to standard, Lumi? These boys have absolutely fell in love with one another. Best friends. You're ready for bed, aren't you, my darling? Hey? Mummy, you ready for bed? You're beautiful. Well, we haven't quite finished, but we've had a good go at getting the house into a much tidier state. However, we didn't get around to hoovering and mopping, but because the boys are in bed asleep, we don't want to get the hoover out and set them off. So Lydia's going to do that tomorrow morning. A little bit of work in utility and we're done. So not a bad effort. We were never going to cut the mustard really, were we? With just the 2 of us with such a limited amount of time. But the house is tidy enough to go into the weekend, so I'm very happy. And Lydia is just finishing off doing the last couple of bits in the kitchen. It looks like feeding Lumi as well. Yeah, it's very tidy in here now. Very organised. A tidy environment. Is a what, Lids?
Is a
tidy mind.
tidy mind.
Oh, you are risking it, my girl.
Come on, I bet you don't watch. I'll sit down, I'll put my legs under the bed, under the duvet, and she'll come and get on. Come on. And the mood lighting on, Mummy. Come on. Come on. I'm ready, Mummy.
She's playing it cool. No.
Oh. Right, I'll sit here by myself then, Lizzie.
So anyway, so we've got a nice tidy office ready to head into the new week. Always makes me very happy. Well, I think that's all we got time for this week. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 5 PM. I hope you have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you soon. Peace. Lumi. Lum lums.